Alright, Shalom, Shalom. Kahala, Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors the apostles and elders, great millstone, and well, and salutations to the brethren on four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. It's like Rock coming at you with another lesson. I wanted to inform brothers on this Neuralink pathway that was created by Elon Musk. Now you got a lot of people out there saying that the RFID chip, which we believe to be the mark of the beast, is not real. It's never going to happen. There's no such thing. Yada yada yada. Right? Well, what we in Great Millstone have been teaching for years is coming to fruition, man. And it's coming out in the open. I usually don't use CNN.com, but the reason why I'm using it today is because it's finally televised, internationally. And Elon Musk has created. He owns a company called Neuralink, and for you brothers that don't know who Elon Musk is the owner and the founder of Tesla automobiles. So what he has done is he's taken the brain-machine interface that we've been speaking about for years and turned it into something called Neuralink, which is basically the same thing, and he wants to put an RFID chip in your brain to connect to cell phones and to connect to computers. Basically make a smart environment built around this chip in your brain. So without further ado, I'm going to read this on CNN.com. It says London CNN business. Elon Musk wants to insert Bluetooth-enabled implants into your brain, claiming the devices could enable telepathy and repair motor function in people with injuries. It says, speaking on Tuesday, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX and his Neuralink devices will consist of a tiny chip connected to 1,000 wires measuring 1/10 the width of a human hair. The chip features a USB-C port, the same adapter used by Apple's MacBooks, and connects via Bluetooth to a small computer worn over the ear and to a smartphone. That reminds me of the movie Elysium, where they had a small chip in the back of their heads behind their ears, and they connected it via wireless link. And if they wanted to plug it in, there was a small port in the back of their ear where they can plug it in. Elysium is a very good movie. It says, if you're going to stick something in the brain, matter of fact, it says the chip features USB-C port, the same adapter used by Apple's MacBooks, and connects via Bluetooth to a small computer worn over the ear and to a smartphone. If you're going to stick something in a brain, you want it to be large, Musk said, playing up the device's diminutive size. Neuralink, a startup founded by Musk, says the devices can be used by those seeking a memory boost or by stroke victims, cancer patients, quadriplegics, or other with congenital defects. So this is how they're going to sell this thing to you at first. It can be used to repair motor function. You can, if you have limbs that are torn off, you can use it to operate prosthetics. If you have brain cancer, this will help repair the cancer in your brain. If you have strokes or if you're quadriplegic, it'll help repair your motor functions. And you can connect it to your phone. That's what we call the bait. It says the company says up to 10 units can be placed in a patient's brain. The chips will connect to an iPhone app that the user can control. See, there's an app for everything. The devices will be installed by a robot built by the startup. Musk said the robot, when operated by a surgeon, will drill 2-millimeter holes in a person's skull. The chip, part of the device, will plug a hole in the patient's skull. The interface for the chip is wireless. So you have no wires poking out of your head. That's very important. Trials could start before the end of 2020, Musk said, likening the procedure to laser eye correction surgery, which requires local anesthetic. Now, this is what Elon Musk looks like here. So what they're doing is they already have the technology intact. 4 or 5 years ago, they had something called the brain-machine interface. And what that was is a chip that would go into a brain. They started testing it in monkeys. And what they would do is they would use it to control prosthetics. You know, there was a man in Chicago that already has a chip in his brain that's linked to a prosthetic leg or a prosthetic arm, so it's already been happening, but now he's going to mass produce this on a massive scale, you know. And we've been telling you guys that the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, is here, you know. And I guess it takes something as a grand scale as this for it to make people see what's going on, you know. But then again, even then they won't believe, you know. So I'm not gonna read this whole article. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this first part down here. It says Musk has said this latest project is an attempt to use artificial intelligence to have a positive effect on humanity. He has previously tried to draw attention to AI's potential to harm humans. So he's also going to use artificial intelligence too. So basically, what you're seeing is that this guy is the epitome of pioneering what we call transcendence or transhumanism. You know, that's exactly what he wants to create. He wants to create a world where there's a blur behind the line of human and machine. You know. Now I looked up this company Neuralink, and what kind of startled me a little bit was companies that's owned by this guy, Elon Musk. So he owns Tesla, we all know that. But I didn't know that he owns SpaceX as well, which is the company that's been doing all these space launches and trying to find inhabitable places in outer space. Then you have Neuralink, which is basically the new wave of the mark of the beast, RFID chip. Now, and you also have PayPal, you know, which PayPal is the online payment system, you know, which is obviously going to be linked in with this Neuralink or this RFID chip as well. And then you have Zip2, and then you have an AI company called OpenAI, you know, which is going to be used to help operate this Neuralink chip and operate, you know, these Tesla electric cars, you know, because if you think that the RFID chip isn't going to be used to just swipe your hand and get into this automobile, you're out of your mind, you know. Let me go down to the Neuralink here. So Neuralink Corporation is an American neurotechnology company founded by Elon Musk and others developing implantable brain-machine interfaces. Now, the brain-machine interface, or the brain-computer interface, is a piece of software that loads onto a microchip that connects your brain to a wireless link. You know. Now this is Psalm chapter 64 verse 5. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. You know, and Neuralink is a snare. You know, because when you look at all the companies that this guy owns, there's no way that this is not going to go back to the RFID chip. You know, there's no way that this isn't going to go back to an implant in your hand and in your forehead. You know, this is a snare. This is built to make it seem like it's all gravy, man. It's built to make it seem like it's all for the good of mankind, man. You know, like it says in the article, he wants to restore memory and stroke victims and cancer patients and help quadriplegics. You know, that's a snare. You know, that snare set up for you to receive the mark of the beast and to be destroyed, man. You know, I really believe that this guy Elon Musk is juiced in with the elites. You know, there's no doubt about it. You know, how can he create all these companies that are seemingly linking to one goal? You know, which is forwarding the agenda, you know, of the elites. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" You know, but they make a dire miscalculation. You know, because the ones that are going to see the snares are the prophets of the Lord, man. You know, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to see the snare. And they're listening to my conversation. Slacky. My Siri just went off and tried to Google everything I said. But it says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, you know, and the heart is deep, so they accomplish a diligent search and they seek out every possibility, on how to make the world more inherently wicked, how to make the world advance into more technology, how to be uh, at most against the most high, and this is it. Let me go into this brain computer interface. Now, this is on Wikipedia. It says the brain computer interface, sometimes called the neural control interface, mind machine interface, direct neural interface, or brain machine interface, is a direct communication pathway between an enhanced or wired brain and an external device. BCI differs from neuromodulation in that it allows for bidirectional information flow. So neuromodulation only allows for information to go one way, but bidirectional information flow is now you have information going back and forth. Now you have a microchip and you have another microchip communicating with each other. That's what you call near field communication, or Bluetooth. It says BCIs are often directed at researching, mapping, assisting, augmenting, or repairing human cognitive or sensory motor functions. And that's exactly what they've been gearing this thing up to do, man. They even have DARPA, which is the Defense Research, the Defense Research Division, of the government, which is creating machines that are built from this brain machine interface. It says research on BCIs began in the 1970s at the University of California. So there's no coincidence that Elon Musk founded this company Neuralink, and it's in San Francisco, because it's the closest to, or it's right in the state where they started the brain machine interface research, So this is the best place that you can think of to forward this technology, It says, matter of fact, yeah, that's all I'm going to read on this. I just wanted to read a little bit about what the brain machine interface was, And like I said, they want to concentrate on researching and assisting and repairing, cognitive motor functions. But that's only the surface, because the real intent of the brain machine interface, or the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, is to buy and sell, which, like I said, you have PayPal, which is one of the biggest online payment systems in the world, So there's no doubt they're going to link this in, and then what's going to come next? It's going to come your credit cards, It's going to come your Apple Pay and your Android Pay, All of that's going to be inside of this interface, This is Revelation 13 and 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. And that image is talking about the philosophies and the culture of this world, man. Starting with Christianity, man. That's part of the image of the beast. Do what thou wilt. That's part of the image of the beast. And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you're not with the society, you're going to be put to death, man. If you don't want the mark of the beast, you're going to be put to death. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. That covers everyone on the whole entire planet, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now, earlier, Elon Musk has told you there would be 2mm holes drilled into his skull, man. That's a cutting in the flesh, That mark right there, going back to the Greek word charagma, which means an incision. So that's an incision in your forehead, man. And there's going to be an incision in your right hand, pursuant to the word cannula, which is the syringe that they're going to use to plunder that RFID chip between your thumb and your index finger. It says, or in their foreheads. And that's coming real soon, man. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to buy or sell, meaning you're not going to be able to receive payment, give payment. You're not going to be able to buy food, You know, you're not going to be able to live in a society unless you take that mark, or that branding. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. You know, so and that man is talking about Esau, man. You know, that is the number of Satan. You know, and that's the number on the universal product code. So that's on every product in America that you see, that has to be purchased, man. You know, and that code has to be embedded into that RFID chip. You know, it's finally coming to fruition, man. You know, it's here. It's been here for a long time, and it's only going to continue to get bigger as society makes more and more technological advances, man. You know. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakapadash. Give honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and well, and salutations to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word and truth and sincerity. Shalom.